Look into the eyes, not around the eyes. Into the eyes, you're under the spell of fiscal illusionist Rishi Sunak. In one hand he giveth, in the other he taketh awayeth. If you're not watching closely, you'll miss the trick. His spring statement is already falling apart. I mean, how stupid does he think we are? Pretty much everyone loses out, even those he's purporting to help. Despite his claims to be delivering the biggest net cut to personal taxes in over a quarter of a century, the Institute of Fiscal Studies, or IFS, who know their stuff, said that nearly all workers would end up paying more on their earnings. Hardly an example of true conservatism. His plans will mean that the last time tax rises as a proportionate of income were this high was after the Second World War, when Clement Attlee, the leader of the Labour Party, was Prime Minister. Rishi offered tax breaks for those who have enough money to afford buying ridiculously expensive solar panels and heat pumps. Can anyone here afford to buy any of those? I know I can't. He took off 5 pence from a litre of fuel, a saving that many forecourts still have yet to pass on, whilst the oil companies that own them boast of their billion-dollar profits. Rishi left pensioners being taxed a 55% rate when withdrawing their savings. So what's the point of even saving for a pension if you lose over half of it when you come to take it out? In the right hand, true to his word, he cut taxes, but in the left, he increased them, raising the floor for national insurance contributions. And to make this bitter pill taste better, he promised an income tax cut in 2024. But what's that got to do with now? Judging by the response he's received, he might be adding the art of invisibility to his box of tricks. I mean, who's to say he'll even be in the job as Chancellor then? To show his empathy, though, he set up a photo call as he filled up a reasonably priced car at a petrol station, clearly not his. Turns out he borrowed the car from an employee there. I suspect he was trying to create the illusion of normality and that he's just like the rest of us. Sadly, the veil slipped when he came to pay for it, as it became clear he didn't really know what he was doing. I mean, how many billionaires do you know that drive a Kia? In fact, how many billionaires do you know? His spring statement was so bad that one could only determine that perhaps billionaire Rishi Sunak doesn't live in the real world like the rest of us, and frankly, hasn't got a clue. During the pandemic, he set up the job retention scheme, which left out millions of self-employed people. There was Eat Out to help out COVID. And in November 2020, it transpired that he failed to declare a significant amount of his wife and family's financial interests on the Register of Ministers' Interests, including a combined £1.7 billion shareholding in the Indian company Infosys, a company set up by her father and is still trading in Russia, despite his government calling on others to stop. Dishy Rishi, a dish best served cold.